Greetings and welcome dear students. Students, in this video we are going to see the poem The Grumble Family written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. She was a Canadian poet, wrote 500 poems. In this poem, the poet gives a vivid picture of neighborhood scenes. The title of the poem itself tells about the family she describes. Do you have complaining neighbors? Do you love and like them? Here, the poet talks about a family whom nobody likes to meet because they are always complaining about everything and not at all satisfied with anything in life. Do you like such kind of people as our neighbors? No, isn't it? Now let's see the poem. There is a family nobody likes to meet. They live, it is said, on Complaining Street, in the city of never or satisfied, the river of discontent beside. In this stanza, the poet says that there is a family lives in a street called Complaining Street. Everyone living there keeps complaining about everything. So the street is named as Complaining Street. This Complaining Street is situated in the city called Never or Satisfied, close to the river of discontent. All these names, that is, the Complaining Street, Never or Satisfied, River of Discontent, show that the members of the family keep complaining always. The people living in that street are never happy with their lives. Thus, the poet indirectly gives us a hint that we should not complain about everything that goes wrong. If you do so, we should always be listed in the pessimistic Grumble family. What do you mean by pessimism? Pessimism means looking into the darkest aspects of life. Now let's move on to the second stanza. They growl at that and they growl at this. Whatever comes, there is something amiss, and whether their station be high or humble, they are all known by the name of Grumble. In the second stanza, the poet says that the people in the complaining street are always complaining. They growl at that and they growl at this. What do you mean by growl? Growl means make a low guttural sound in the throat. They growl for everything. They find everything amiss. Amiss means wrong or faulty. That means they find fault with everything. They are not satisfied with anything. So they are all called as grumblers even if they occupy high or low status in the society. Since they always complain, they are all known to the world by the name Grumble or members of Grumble family. Now let's move on to the third stanza. The weather is always too hot or cold. Summer and winter are like days cold. Nothing goes right with the folks you meet down on that gloomy complaining street. In the third stanza, the poet says that they grumble about seasons. For them, summer means too hot and winter means too cold. Heat in summer and cold in winter are occurrences of nature. There is no use in blaming them. But the members of the family scold summer and winter alike. They never accept anything. They always scold and complain about everything, including season. If you happen to meet those people on Complaining Street, you will find them in utter dissatisfaction and discontent. What do you mean by discontent? Discontent means dissatisfaction with one's circumstances. Now let's see the fourth stanza. They growl at the rain and they growl at the sun. In fact, their growling is never done. And if everything pleased them, there isn't a doubt they would growl that they had nothing to grumble about. In the fourth stanza, the poet says that the members of the Grumble family grumble even if it rains or even if the sun shines hard. They are angered and annoyed when it rains. They are displeased and disturbed when the sun shines hard. There is no end for their complaints and grievances. If at all everything is smooth and pleasant and everything is to their satisfaction, for that also they complain, telling that there is nothing for them to complain or worry about. Dear students, do you think grumbling is a good character? Will it give happiness? No, isn't it? We should learn to accept everything with a smile. We should not grumble for everything like these grumblers. Now let's see the fifth stanza. But the curious thing is that not one of the same can be brought to acknowledge his family name, for never a grumbler will want that he is connected with it all, you see. The people in the Grumble family have a strange behavior. They grumble at everything, but they do not want to be referred or called as grumblers. No one in the Grumble family would acknowledge their family name. What is their family name? Their family name is Grumbler or Grumble family. No grumbler will accept that they belong to the Grumble family. Though their attitude towards life is always complaining, they don't want to be called as a grumbler. Now let's see the sixth stanza. The worst thing is that if anyone stays among them too long, he will learn their ways, and before he dreams of the terrible jumble, he is adopted into the family of Grumble. In the sixth stanza, the poet says that if anyone stays with the Grumble family, he or she will learn their ways. Before he or she can realize the change in them, they will begin to grumble and complain like that family. Dear students, in this stanza, the poet tries to say us that we should not keep friendship with grumblers. If we stay with them, we also should adhere their bad behavior grumbling. Now let's see the seventh stanza. And so, it were wisest to keep our feet from wandering into complaining street, and never to growl whatever we do, lest we be mistaken for grumblers too. In this stanza, the poet says that it is better for us to stay away from them and not to enter even to the complaining street. And she advises us that we should never growl whatever we do. Otherwise, we also will be mistaken as grumblers. Now let's move on to the final stanza. Let us learn to walk with a smile and a song. No matter if things do sometimes go wrong, and then be our station high or humble, we will never belong to the family of Grumble. In this stanza, the poet advises us that if anything goes wrong, let us learn to walk with a smile. Whether we are the people of high or humble rank, we should not grumble. Whatever may be the status, we should not grumble. The poet concludes that we should learn to accept everything with a smile. Grumbling leads to pessimism and downfall. So, let us root out this evil quality and look at things with cheer and joy. Thank you.